Turns out, guys, YouTubing is hard. I had this video up, a nice version of it, and fortunately somebody who watched the video early on noticed that right in the middle of the video there was a lot of skipping, so I've had to redo the video, and so this version may be a little bit different than that one, but I doubt many of you will notice. What we're talking about today is the menus, and I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this because it's been sitting there spinning for several minutes and I didn't want to go into the game anyway. So I'm going to talk about the menus, and I'll try to make it a little bit quicker and shorter than the faulty video that went up a couple of days ago, and then get this back up so you can read it. Probably most of you are pretty good at navigating the menus, but I just did want to do a short tutorial to start out. I play games with a couple of people that new games can be intimidating at times, and Elite Dangerous is actually quite an intimidating game and has a very steep learning curve. And the reason I'm creating these tutorial videos is for those that might not want to invest the time of learning things on their own. If you would want to learn and know how to do some things without having to spend a lot of time tinkering around with it, then these videos should be for you. And I'll go ahead and thank Frontier again for bringing Elite Dangerous to the Xbox One. I have this game on PC, and I like playing it on PC, although my PC is not as advanced and graphically strong as I would like it to be. But it's very nice that they brought this to Xbox One. It's great to have a game of this caliber and this options that I can wing up with and play with friends or go solo on and explore a full-scale Milky Way galaxy. I mean, it's pretty incredible, really, what we can do in this game. And this type of game is a game that I've loved for a long time and will continue to play for the foreseeable future. With that in mind, let's get quickly into the menus. When you start at the menu, you're going to see training at the top. Training, if you go into it, you're going to find two options: training missions and videos. Training videos will take you out of the game, and I'll show you exactly how. You'll highlight one of these. Let's say, for instance, I wanted to look at galaxies and system maps. It's going to actually take you out of the game and open Edge browser on the Xbox, and then take you to a bunch of YouTube videos that will hopefully teach you things about these. Now, while these videos are great and I like them, they don't teach you all the ins and outs and the nuts and bolts of getting around the galaxy and doing the things you need to do, and that's what these videos are for. If you go into training missions, you'll see a list of different training missions that are available. I highly advise that you play your way through all of these and make sure that you understand and listen and read to what is being told to you on the screen in the form of button prompts and things like that. It will give you a good introduction, and hopefully my videos will help with that as well. I'll go over some of these. One of these, this one right here, the Combat Training Incursion Advanced, is extremely difficult, and I'm actually still struggling a little bit with it myself. Hopefully I'll get through that one of these days, but I'm going to work on that one and come up with a video to help get people through it as well. Training, full game, you're going to have three options here. You're going to find that you have open play. Open play is where you will be in a galaxy inhabited by other humans, and you could encounter them, and they may be nice and they may not be nice. I'm reminded of playing this game the second or third night or so that I was playing it, flying in the initial Sidewinder that you receive, just trucking around the galaxy, feeling good about myself, and somebody, a real live commander, opened fire on me and killed me. And obviously that kind of bothered me a little bit, so I sent him a message and I said, "Hey man, what's up?" And he's like, "Just saw you and wanted to kill you." I'm like, "Okay, thanks dude." And we rolled on our separate way. Those things happen, and if you're going to play in open play, expect it. Solo play is for those that would prefer not to have those human interactions. You can go in, you can learn to mine, you can learn to bounty hunt, you can learn to do combat bonds, all that stuff. Follow along with these videos without ever having to be interrupted, interdicted by some dude that wants to pop your cargo hatch and rip off your precious cargo. Arena is where you go to do this is the PvP portion of the game. You'll go in here and you can fly against other pilots. It is a little bit hard to get a game at times in Arena, depending on how many players have populated it. But we'll talk a little bit later on in some other videos about Arena. Don't want to get into that right now. Friends, obviously this is where you find out what your friends are doing. I really don't use this very much. I typically use the standard Xbox friends list and the list that you have inside game. Buy game extras is where you can go to purchase paint jobs and bobbleheads for your ship. I'll do a tutorial video on this. Achievements takes you to the Xbox dashboard where you can look at your achievements for the game. A couple or three of the achievements in Elite Dangerous are glitched, and I've been unable to unlock them despite doing what was necessary. I'm hoping Frontier will drop some sort of a fix for that at some point, and I'll get those achievements. But you can go and peruse your achievements here and look into them. Options, I'm going to do a tutorial on the options, especially in terms of controls. Following this video, I'm going to go into the controls videos, which will take 2 or 3 videos, and we'll talk more about control options at that point. But I did want to say a quick word about the graphic options. You do have some nice options here, one being field of view. I suggest that you try both ways. Some people may like it all the way over to the left, which narrows down your field of view. I prefer it over to the right hand side because it gives me a wider field of view as I look for someone. You also want to play with the dashboard brightness and gamma to adjust those, and then you can change your pilot gender. In the terms of audio, you do have some nice options in here as well. I have the music turned down because, as you can see, if you turn it all the way up, it gets really loud and it might be hard to think. And I like to hear the ships, and I like to hear the shots that are hitting my ship, so I turn that down. I also turn off combat music just so I can use positional awareness to find ships in space around me. I do use a PC 360 headset, and that headset helps me to locate people as they fly by, behind, around, and where shots may be coming from. The rest of the music I leave on because it can get kind of boring out there in space, and it's nice to have a little music every once in a while. You'll play around with the dynamic range. I prefer nighttime for my headset, but you can play around with those and kind of see how they sound like in your headset. I want to get that back on nighttime before I forget. So multiple other options in here about when the ship will talk to you. I prefer to leave all of these on, especially when you're in the heat of battle. You might not realize that somebody's taking your shields offline, and the ship will tell you shields offline, and that could be the point at which you need to make a decision. You need to decide, okay, I'm going to stay, I'm going to fight this out, I'm going to see if I can come through and conquer and move on and win and claim a bounty. Or you may say, you know what, it's time to turn tail and run because this anaconda has stripped my shields in 2 shots, and I am ready to get out of here before I become anaconda food. You don't want that. Okay, so I leave these on. Controls and controller layout, we'll go over those, and then clear save. I would avoid even highlighting this unless you want to wipe out your save and then have to start all over, so stay away from that. Back to the main menu. Let's talk about credits. That's where you go to take a look at who started the game. If you go kind of into it, it'll tell you all about who developed it. It's a nice group of people, and I appreciate you bringing this game to us. Okay, so that is, in a nutshell, the menus for Elite Dangerous. In our next video, we are going to go back into the options, and we're going to take a look at the controller layouts, and you'll see that you have 2 options, default and classic. We're going to talk about the difference in those in the next video, and also I'm going to make some suggestions about what to do in terms of the actual controls, which are nicely you're able to map most of your controls in this. And Elite has announced that in a coming update they're going to give us even more customizable controls in this game, and that's going to be wonderful. But for now, I'm approaching that 10-minute mark, so we're going to end this video. And until you watch the next one or join me online, as you're always welcome to do, you can add me. My gamer tag is HoopChi, and I play under Commander HoopChi in Elite Dangerous. You're welcome to join up and wing up and send me a message and play around if you would. Otherwise, until I see you next time, fly safe, Commanders.